Yo, what's up YouTube? Wumbo Weenie back with another build video, and today I'm going to be showing you my Warden healer build. Alright, we'll start with the attributes. So you're going to want to put in 64 just to increase your healing done and any magic damage that you're going to be putting out. For your Munda Stone, I chose the Mage. You can go with healing done or something else. This is just to increase that max magicka, which potentially will increase your max heals. For food and slot, go with Purifying Bloody Mara or Corrupting Bloody Mara, it really don't matter, as long as you increase that magicka and health as much as possible. Now for the first set, I went with the Sanctuary set, and I also put Powered on it to increase the healing done by 9%, and the set bonuses are pretty nice on this. It has 4% healing taken and increases your healing received by 12% for you and up to 11 group members. This set is really easy to get, all you gotta do is do Banished cells 1 or 2 to get it. Now for your Monster Mask and slot, I went with Symphony of Blades. It's pretty nice. It has 4% healing done, and it'll also give resources back to any ally that's below 50% of their resources. Or you could use Chokethorn's Guise. It's a nice heal over time as well, and Chokethorn's a little more easier to get, but if you can get Symphony of Blades, I would stick with this. For your last set and slot, I went with Spell Power Cure, and the reason I go with Spell Power Cure is because it gives you and your allies a nice little buff to spell damage and weapon damage, and as long as you keep this up at all times, as long as you're healing, this will pretty much stay up. Alright, we're going to go over the champion points now. So, put in as many points as you can into Blessed, depending on what your level is, and then throw in the rest into Elfborn to increase those healing crits. And for everything else, it's kind of up to you. I went with a little bit of Elemental Expert and some Penetration, just to kind of help out my group, but your main focus is to be healing at all times. But I'm going to let this run through. You can kind of copy and paste if you want. Totally up to you if you want to build your character like this, but increase your resistance as much as possible. That's what I'd recommend. Next, we're going to go over the skills you're going to use. The first skill is Enchanted Growth. This will be your primary heal, and it'll also buff your allies. Try and use this as much as possible, even if they're at full health, to keep their resources coming back to them. For the next ability, you're going to want Radiating Regeneration. This is a nice little heal over time. Try and keep this up as much as possible. For your third ability, I went with Combat Prayer. Combat Prayer, it's a nice primary heal. It also increases the damage output by everyone in the group by 8%, and it will give them a physical and spell resistance by 1300 for 8 seconds. For the fourth ability, I would go with Lotus Blossom. Lotus Blossom will give you increased crit rating. It'll make it so your light and heavy attacks restore health as well. For the last abilities in slot, I went with Illustrious Healing. This is another nice AoE heal over time. Now for the ultimate, I went with Healing Thicket. Healing Thicket, it has a very small cost on it. It'll heal the lowest target ally for 10,000 and then everyone else for about 3,000 over 6 seconds. Even if they leave the area, they'll still receive that healing. Alright, that covers everything for the front bar. Now for your back bar, the first ability you're going to want is Energy Orb. Energy Orb will heal for every half second, and it also has a very nice synergy on it as well. As long as your allies take advantage of that, they will get their resources back. The next ability, I have Fetcher Infection. Now this ain't just a good DOT, it will increase the damage to the target taken by 8%. This will help the overall DPS of the group. For the third ability, I went with Blue Betty. It will restore your magicka back, it will follow you around, and increase your weapon and spell damage by 20%, and purify you of negative effects every 1 second for 5 seconds. For the last set of abilities, I went with Winter's Revenge. Now this one's kind of optional, but it does help crowd control for everyone. Lastly, I went with Expansive Frostcloak. Expansive Frostcloak will give you nice physical and spell resistance. You could choose the other morph on this to get increased damage reduction by 8%. Totally up to you, but this has a lot more range. For the ultimate, I went with Permafrost. This is kind of, if you know your healing is good enough, you can kind of pop it, but it also will give you damage reduction if you know you're taking a lot of damage. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me. Sorry I didn't go over any of the passives. I mean, that stuff, it's kind of self-explanatory. Just go for anything that's going to give you increased healing done. But for this is the Veteran Crypto Hearts 1. We did do the hard mode, so if you do like the build, you like the video, please leave a like and remember to subscribe. Thank you.
My minions will destroy you!
About a new lesson plan, but I think I may have a more... husband enjoys my company.
They say that when someone professes another's dislike for them, they really mean the opposite. I will take that as a compliment. But look around. Look what he helped me to build. The Agio Rel and its students are more beautiful than I ever dreamed.
An intruder. So you're the one who's been undoing our work. We will feed you to the Master's mace.